What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is the Beast Bailey, and today we're going to be going over the Week 10 matchup between Georgia and Missouri. Georgia's number one team in the country, 8-0, facing Missouri, who is 4-4. This game is at noon on Saturday. Another noon game for Georgia. This is like the third or fourth noon game this year, and this ain't going to be the last one. The Charleston Southern game has been named at 12 o'clock, too. I don't understand what's up with all these noon games, but it's good for me. I work night shift, so I'll probably get up at 11:55 and watch the game, and then depending on how the day goes, when the game goes off, this game could be off by 3:30. I might try to get a nap or two in, or an hour or two in on a nap, and go get ready for work, or I'll just stay up. It just depends. There's a good game coming on at 3:30, Texas A&M and Auburn. That's going to be a good one. I will make a video about that game probably tomorrow. Or I might do it now. I don't know. But Texas A&M and Auburn, that's going to be a good one. But the Missouri-Georgia game, I tried to do a little more in-depth research into this game and kind of try to pick a reasonable score. Georgia's favored by 38 points, which is a lot of points. And the over-under is 59. 59. So, the over-under, 59 points. Last week, the over-under was 51 against Florida. Georgia was favored by 14. Georgia won that game by 27 points. So they almost doubled the spread in that matchup. It was 27 points, right? Yeah, I think it was 34-7. You know. Yeah. No. Yeah, 24 points. So, Georgia covered, almost double the covered. Double covered the game, but that game was 51 points, was over under, and the game finished under at 41 points total scored. I don't think that's going to be the case this week. I think Georgia's going to cover the 38. And I think that they could cover it in the first half. It just comes down to who's playing quarterback. I believe this game could be covered in the first half. Now, I'm not trying to come on here and bash Missouri. That's not what this is. Missouri is on the same level as Vanderbilt. They're just a wee bit better than Vandy. They're the second worst team in the SEC East. Missouri it's just a team that is not. They just don't have a lot of talent. They did land a top wide receiver coming in next year. But one player does not change the team. You've got to be able to recruit at a high level. But this is a good start from Missouri. It's good to see this because Florida and Tennessee are having major problems in recruiting. And so Missouri can maybe get back on track with their recruiting. Florida, same record, 4-4. And Dan Mullen said that he doesn't really pay attention to recruiting during the season, and that's not good. That's not good for Dan Mullen or Florida. Florida they had a great team last year, but the team this year is just miles away from that, and I knew that was going to happen. What you saw against Oklahoma in the bowl game last year is what you're going to get for Florida this year. I knew that because the entire team, all the starters, everybody that left for the draft, everybody sat out. Everybody sat out. And what you saw for Oklahoma is what we're going to get. And that's what we got. Emory Jones, AR-15, they both played in the game against Oklahoma. Didn't do nothing. And haven't done anything this year either. So Florida might go 6-6. That might be their finishing record. I don't know. I have to wait and see. Sorry about my throat, man. I got some gunk in my throat, man. I don't know. But getting back to the Missouri-Georgia game, 38 points, over under 59. Now, will it be under or over? um, that's a really good number. That's a really good number right there. Man, that's. I was looking at this game and I was thinking of different scores that I could see happening just based off how both teams have played this year, how good Georgia's defense is, how Missouri's defense has played, how their offense has played, how Georgia's offense has played, and just comparing. And the 59 points, I see it 52-7. I can see that score. But I also can see Missouri not scoring. But it's so hard to predict a shutout. It really is. It's so hard to predict a shutout that's why I don't do them. But this is a game, I can see this game being a shutout. I can. Now, like the Arkansas game, Like the Arkansas game, I was not predicting a shutout. I figured Arkansas, I thought they were going to be phenomenal. I thought they were going to be good and score a couple TDs. Maybe put up 17, 20 points. That's what I was expecting because at that time, Georgia's defense was good. They only allowed 10 points until going into that game. They allowed 7 to UAB, which was a pick 6 by Georgia. UAB didn't score nothing on offense. So really, we only allowed 3 defensive points through the first 3 games. Wait a minute. Hold on. Backtrack. Excuse me. We played Carolina too. My bad. So we only allowed 16 offensive points going into that game. You just can't predict a shutout. Now, Charleston Southern coming up in 2 weeks. We play Tennessee next week, then Charleston Southern. Charleston Southern ain't going to score. Georgia Tech might not score. Tennessee might score the most points. The most points we've allowed all year is 13 points. Now, is Missouri going to break that? No, they're not. Missouri's offense, it looked good against Vandy, but that's Vandy. Anybody's offense is going to look good against Vandy. Batty, the running back, he's a good running back. He's had a good year. That top wide receiver they got, I can't think of his name, Kinzer. He's good. Basilik played last year in this game. And last year, this game was a one-score game at halftime. It was 21-14 at halftime. Georgia was winning. And JT Daniels played the entire game. We came out in the second half and ran away with it. And they didn't score again. The final score last year was 49-14. Well over 51 points. I don't know what they're seeing this year. Could this game get into the 60s? I can see it. I can. I mean, I can see this game getting into the 60s. Missouri's defense is one of the worst defenses. It's one of the top 2 worst defenses in the SEC. They're not that great. They're having so many problems, and they've struggled against teams, and they really don't have any good wins. Tennessee put 60 on them. Telling you, Georgia might hang 60. I'm not going to say that because Georgia hardly ever gets over the 50s. They hardly ever get to the 50s because they're so conservative. But my prediction for the game is 52-7. That's what I'm running with. 52-7, 55-3, maybe 59-0. That's where my score is. That's kind of where I'm leaning through right now. And I'll tell you what I think it's going to be at the end. But yeah, just Missouri is just struggling this year, 4-4. And here's the thing: all college football fans and other teams around the country, they're waiting for Georgia to lose a game. They are. That's what you do because you're a fan. And then you know this is true. You sit around and you watch these top tier teams play, and you're like, man, I just want them to lose, or I know they're going to lose a game. Like I'm like that with Cincinnati and Oklahoma. I watch them play, and them 2 teams are so inconsistent. And I'm like, man, Cincinnati, Cincinnati and Oklahoma both are undefeated. They're both 8-0. But they're so inconsistent. Both teams are. Cincinnati, they want to make the playoff. You have to blow teams out. You're not making the playoff if you go 13-0, win your conference. If that's the case, you will have you would have 3 ranked wins to finish the season. Notre Dame, and you would play SMU twice. Now, if you did beat, now SMU did lose, so if you did beat SMU this Saturday, they would probably go unranked, and so they might not be ranked again. So really, you would only have 2 ranked wins over Notre Dame and SMU. Now, Notre Dame and SMU might, well, SMU won't, but Notre Dame could finish 11-1 with that one loss to Cincinnati, and SMU could finish 10-2 with both their, or excuse me, they could finish 11-2 with both of their losses to Cincinnati. But those 2 ranked wins, would that be enough to get Cincinnati in the playoff? I don't know. The playoff poll does come out tonight. This is currently Tuesday morning, but it will come out tonight at 7 o'clock. I actually got to go to work at 7, so I'm not going to see it. I'll see it on like later in the night, but I don't think Cincinnati is going to be in the top 4 in this poll. I think Cincinnati is going to be 5th or 6th, and I would say Georgia and Michigan State are going to be 1 and 2, and probably Oklahoma, Ohio State, and Bama and Ohio State could be flipped. That's going to be the top 5, and Cincinnati is going to be 6, and I think 7, 8, 9, 10, whoever. I mean, you can just put them in any order, but Michigan State, that's interesting. They weren't even ranked at the beginning of the year, but Michigan State could be the ultimate comeback story for this year. But yeah, we'll just have to see. I might make a playoff prediction video tomorrow, just kind of based off what I've seen and all that. But yeah, just going back to this Georgia-Missouri game, will JT Daniels play? That's the question. Like I said, I think Stetson like I said, this is a manageable game for Stetson. Stetson Bennett can drop a couple touchdowns in the first quarter of this game, and this game could be out of hand quick and let JT play the second half, and he'll drop a couple more touchdowns. That's the only way this game's going to get to the 60s. I don't see Missouri scoring. I don't see Missouri having any offensive production. Georgia's defense is just so good. We don't need to get any injuries. We need to get in this game, play a good, solid game, play a safe game. Just win the game. Win it big. Let's get ready to go to Knoxville, because that game, I'm telling you, that game at Tennessee, and I've said this, that game at Tennessee is, I'm telling you, a mega trap game. They need to get in, win, and get out quick, because that game, I'm telling you, that game's worried me all year. I don't know why. That Tennessee game, I know Tennessee, they're not the greatest football team, but they have proven that they can score. They can put up 60 points in a game. They've done it. I mean, they gave Alabama a scare. Heck, Florida gave Alabama a scare, but we blew we blew Florida out of the water. We played them. Alabama's defense folded on them Gators, didn't they? And Texas A&M finished it. But we'll see. And the final score for this game, I'm going to go 52-7. I can't predict the shutout. But do not be surprised if a shutout happens. I'm just trying to predict it for, I think it's only 52-7. That's my score. 52-7, maybe 55-7, 55-3, something like that. Big win for the Dogs, I believe. But yep, that's my final score for the Georgia-Missouri game. Expect Georgia's going to run the ball. Georgia's going to pass the ball. Georgia's going to play good special teams. The field goals, hopefully we won't miss any field goals. But for Mizzou, Mizzou's keys to the game for them is they're going to have to rush. They're going to have to be able to penetrate the Georgia's offensive line. They're going to have to rush, and they're going to have to cause turnovers. That's the only way you're beating Georgia, is you're going to have to get them to you're going to have to get turnovers. But even though Florida got us on turnovers, we had 3 turnovers against Florida. Florida gave us the ball 3 times. We gave it to them 3 times. And that's the difference in a good defense and elite defense is that the defense will take care of those turnovers. And Georgia's defense got us 3, and we got 3 touchdowns out of those 3 turnovers. So, Mizzou, explosive plays, man. I'm telling you, that is what you're going to have for Mizzou to win. Bazelak's going to have to play the best game of his life to win this game. I just don't see it happening. Georgia's defense is just too good. I don't see it happening. But Georgia 57. Georgia 52. Missouri 3. Final score. Peace.